work for me. There's something about using a knife.
Yes.
And just, it's like peaceful. It's just like kind of a zen moment when I'm chopping and slicing and dicing. But man, when you get a dull blade,
it's not
there's
zen.
nothing
it's
worse
no zen.
at all. So keep them sharp with Sharp Shark. This is a set of 3 scissor and knife sharpeners. Not all the Sharp Sharks can do the scissor sharpening. This set can. You get 3 because I'm thinking kitchen drawer, office drawer, toolbox, garage, tackle box.
Next to the grill.
Spread the love next to the grill.
Right next to the grill.
Spoken like a true grill master.
Well, yeah, it's metal. You know, it's suction cup. Anyway.
Okay,
All
got
right,
that.
cool.
And I have color choices here I'll quickly show, and then because Rick's going to go off and do some great demos. This is the metallics, so you'll get kind of a goldy bronze stainless steel and a gunmetal. Or you have what's called the essentials, blue, green, and red. $21.80. This is a clearance price. These have been hugely popular. They're a bestseller, 65,000 sets sold, but this is it. This set, this configuration, not coming back. So once it's gone, that is it. So tell me, or anybody who hasn't heard of Sharp Shark yet, what's so fantastic?
Yeah, I think the most challenging thing for most people is to get their knives sharp. Well, this makes it not only easy, but incredibly safe. If you look at the bottom here, we have a patented suction cup technology. So when you put this on any smooth, clean countertop, push this down, now I can't move it. So why is that important? Well, first of all, when you go to sharpen a knife, a lot of sharpeners, you have to hold them with your hands. So your hand's near the blade, it can be dangerous. I love the fact that this is incredibly safe, but now because it's secure, any knife in one simple motion, and there's an arrow that tells you to pull in this direction, you simply drag it through tungsten carbide steel grooves at the perfect angle that actually break down the metal on the steel, re-edge and re-angle the knife. So no matter how dull or old your knife is, and I always love to brag about this because this is a 22-year-old knife from my restaurant and catering business, you can see that edge. You see how it's shiny and glistening? That is razor sharp again. So it doesn't matter how old or dull it is, you can restore it. And when a knife is sharp, you just said, Stacy, let's go over here to this tomato. You said it's a joy, right? Because why? It glides through the food. You don't have to use pressure. The edge will go exactly where you tell it to. And the reason knives are dangerous is because when they're not sharp, you slip.
Yes.
When it's sharp, every cut is pure. This is how every knife can be in your kitchen with Sharp Shark in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, especially on anything that's waxy.
That's
you really
right.
need to make
Peppers,
sure that you have that sharp blade. And you can do all kinds of knives,
Yep.
not just big old chef's knives, serrated as
Serrated
well.
blades. You know, a lot of sharpeners can't do serrated. And again, it's such a simple motion. My favorite thing to read in the reviews is how people say, wow, I've had a lot of sharpeners. This was the easiest to use. And I tell you, I give this as a gift. I give this as a host gift. I go over to somebody's house for dinner. I bring it with a bottle of wine because all of a sudden, that knife, and look at this serrated blade, you can see the color of the edge. You see how it's glistening? That looks razor sharp. It looks like it's coming right out of the box. And that's how every knife can be. And it's amazing how so many people struggle getting their knives sharp and have dull knives, and it makes it dangerous and hard to work in the kitchen. So this is why I like to do this demonstration, okay?
Okay, because this was the only thing I ever saw my husband use when it came time to sharpen our knives, and it's not even a sharpener. Right?
No, so it's a steel. So a steel technically really is only for honing the blade, but here's the thing about a steel. You hold it in one hand, the knife in the other. It's kind of dangerous. You know, you could slip with the knife, and then if you don't get the angle just right, you actually dull the knife. So let's.
Oh, you're kidding.
We're going to dull this knife. I want to run this knife across, and I love doing this because what this does is this intentionally, I'm flattening out the blade. I'm actually dulling this knife. And when you use your knife on cutting boards, on hard surfaces, that's what happens. They flatten out. So to show you how dull this knife, and this is kind of what's in a lot of people's drawer, we're going to try to cut this sponge. Now, this is, look, you see how the sponge is moving? That's what happens when you're in the kitchen, you're working and food, and you're pushing and pushing, and you can't get through the food. Well, that's what this is. This is a useless and dangerous knife, unless you have Sharp Shark.
Okay.
I tell people, take your oldest, dullest knife, go to the Sharp Shark. When I pull this through, and I don't know if they can get it close enough, but you can see little metal shavings actually coming. Oh, that's a great shot. You see those little metal shavings that are coming off the knife? That's re-edging. That's creating that angle that makes it sharp. And in a matter of about 6 or 8 passes, Stacy, I can feel the edge coming back on the knife.
Okay.
And I think I can feel it. That feels pretty good.
6 or 8. Okay.
6 or 8. You know, there's no exact science. So
Okay.
now we'll go back to that sponge. Take a look at this. From a dull knife, I mean literally to a sharp as a razor. I'm going to show you something. Look at this. I can cut a razor thin piece. So now this knife is like a brand new out of the box knife. So from completely useless and dull to brand new again.
Giving you amazing results, amazing precision. You know, I do the chat on David's show.
Yeah.
And every time a Sharp Shark presentation comes on, I should say every time, but there's this one foodie who always chimes in and says that they found, they took their grandfather's old things,
Okay.
he had obviously passed, and all his old knives from the war, and used the Sharp Shark with all these old knives and got them sharp again. And it was like a gift from heaven for them to have something that they could use that they knew their grandfather had so many years ago and loved.
Yeah, you know,
that was wonderful.
You could pull out the oldest knife, and that's why I left, because this knife I have for my restaurant, it's so old, and yet a few passes and it's like new. And here's the other great thing. So not just your knives, when you flip the unit around, again, right here, there's a little picture of scissors. Again, engage that clasp. It's nice and secure. You can take your craft scissors, your fabric scissors. You want to hold them flat side up. You're just going to go in this groove here and simply drag them. And it's the same process that's happening. When you want to do the other side of the scissor, you flip it over, and all you do is pull it through. And just that easy, you can actually get this razor's edge on your scissors, so they'll be nice and sharp too.
Here it is. Look, you can pop this in your drawer. It's so teeny tiny. It's about 2 inches.
Yeah.
Once you put it on the countertop,
Yep.
you press the lever down. Now that's stuck on. It's not going to go
wait.
anywhere. Even take, what, it's not?
No, that's right. You're stuck, but I'm going to flip it.
Oh, because I had it on the scissor side.
Yeah, you have it on the scissor
Okay.
side. So you want to make sure the arrow is facing you, toward you, so you pull it toward you.
These are very popular knives at QVC,
Yep.
the Groove Tech. Okay, even these knives, you can go through and just very gently. It's not like you have to put a lot of pressure.
You know, you can feel it grab it, right?
You can.
And here's a good, you're doing the right, you always point the tip down so you get that tip of the blade.
Exactly. A couple of passes, and you're good to go. How about this too? A lot of you always ask in the
Processor
chat.
blades.
Your processor blades for your KitchenAid. You can sharpen these as well. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's unique about us. You know, I just want to show you something. This is a traditional sharpener. You got to hold it with one hand, hold it steady, your knife. That's dangerous, right? You can't really feel secure. With this, it's secure, it's more compact, so you just said it. You can do these tricky things like your processor blade, because now I can use 2 hands by holding the blades. And your processor blades, I'm going to tell you, they will get dull as well eventually after chopping and processing.
Absolutely.
These are old blades, but look how shiny and sharp they are now, ready to go.
More than 100 picked up. Again, there's no reorder on this. You're getting 3 of them for under $22, and they come with gift boxes if you want to spread the love and give as gifts, but you can use them in so many different places. How about in your RV, your cabin? So metallics, very, very popular. Gunmetal, silver, and a bronzy gold. Also, if you like your brights, are essentials. Blue, green, and red. 6 easy payments too for under $4. That's a little crazy.
You know what? I tell you, just bring it to the host as the host gift. You know, that's, to me, it's perfect. They'll be talking about it for
They
months.
really are great, and
Yeah.
you know, if you're going to invest in knives, even the Farberwares that we had today, even with the sheath, Jeremy said you can always use a sharp sharp.
Yeah, when you
on
want
top
to
keep
re-edge it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So there you have it. Thanks for stopping by.
Stacey,
Step
I have
by
one
step.
more. I'll see you in a bit.
Oh, that's
I have
right.
one more.
That's right.
All right.
We've got a half hour to go, and you have these. Oh my gosh.